fight win streak. In his last fight at Brave Combat Federation 23 in London, he put on a boxing clinic against James Brum over 3 rounds. Prior to that, in his Brave Combat Federation debut, he showed his world-class wrestling, winning a unanimous decision over Naris Abzak. Trains with some of the best fighters in the world under one of the best coaches in all of mixed martial arts, Mr. Faraz Zahabi. Trains his wrestling with former world champion and Olympic silver medalist Gia Cesari. What I love about Sonoudakis is he's constantly striving to be a better mixed martial artist. He's not happy with any singular performance that he's had. Anytime I ask him, how do you think that fight went? What do you give yourself? He said, I will do better next time.
And he has. So let's take it up to Carlos Kramer.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Champion of the World from Baguio City, the Philippines. Please welcome your champion, Steven Sniper
Bill, I've got so much respect for both of these fighters, not only for the character that they exhibit outside of the cage, but for the game they play inside the cage. These are two master grinders. They're going to put their heart, soul, wrestling, strikes, submissions into this, and the best man will win. Can you break down the Sniper's background for Brave Nation?
You're quite simply looking at one of the best bantamweights on the face of the planet. So far, the untested, unrivaled, undisputed Brave Combat Federation bantamweight champion of the world. Training out of Team Lakai, they have that beautiful style, centered in wushu, centered in sanda. 13-2 as a professional, 5-0 in Brave Combat Federation. The longest reigning champion in Brave history. The only Brave Combat Federation bantamweight champion, making his 6th appearance.
Bill, as the champion enters the Brave cage, we can literally feel a chill come over us.
We have, quite simply, 2 of the real quiet men of mixed martial arts. You tried to poke the bear a little bit at the press conference. You tried to get them to talk a little bit of trash, but like the consummate professionals they are, they refused. Stephen Loman, 24 years old. Louis Sonoudakis, the elder by 6 years at 30. Both men with made championship weight. Both men measuring 170 centimeters. This has all the hallmarks of being an instant classic. Ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here.
Gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Brave Combat Federation, Brave India, and Mercury Sports Entertainment bring you this main event. 5-minute rounds for the Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight World Title. I'd like to introduce the president of MMA India, Sharif Babu. Your judges, Prasad, Kevin, and Cesar. The referee for your action is Jackie Larkin. Ladies and gentlemen, in Hyderabad, India, and all those watching around the world, I have one question for you, and one question only. Are you ready?
Crowd goes crazy.
Let's introduce our first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 8 wins and 1 loss. He stands 176 centimeters tall and weighs already 61 kilograms. Representing TriStar Gym and Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Give it up for Louis Leonidas Sonoudakis. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 13 wins and 2 losses. He stands 177 years tall and weighs already 61.1 kilograms. Representing Team Lakay Central Gym and fighting out of Baguio City, the Philippines. Give it up for the reigning, defending, undisputed Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Champion of the World, Steven Sniper Loman. For referee instructions, Jackie Larkin.
Big thanks to KLM Fashion, our fashion partners, KLM Fashion.
Instructions from the man himself, Jackie Larkin. We are all set for 5-minute rounds in this championship bout.
Love touch or show of character for these fighters.
In that southpaw stance. Stepping up, switching southpaw orthodox. Natural southpaw, they can't fight orthodox. Inside leg kick. Right now these fighters are mirroring one another.
Very, very smart to start low. It's a 5-round fight. Fighting 5 times 5 is almost unimaginably difficult. That's maybe what happens to these two warriors tonight. They are starting with a slow and easy feeling out period, and that is wise.
Louis Sonoudakis, one of the most shelled out men in mixed martial arts, almost looks disinterested, but don't let that fool you. He's calm in the face of chaos.
Louis may be trying to get a read on his opponent's attacks and may go for a takedown in fairly short order.
Very good boxer, has showed his well-roundedness in his previous 2 Brave Combat Federation outings. Both unanimous decision victories.
I'd like to see Louis move just a little more. He's trying to invite his opponent in. He's trying to learn about his opponent's setups. He could be setting himself up.
So with a more active fighter just with regards to his movement, going in frequent fakes, being proactive, whereas opposed to Louis being reactive. Just as I say that, throws a decent inside leg kick. Double jab.
It may be invisible to the uninitiated, but Louis is doing a brilliant job of distance management. He's staying just out of danger by well under an inch. There it was.
What we're seeing right now is chess. As Joe Rogan says, MMA is essentially human chess with dire physical consequences. That's also a mark of just how much respect both men have for one another's abilities.
Loman struggling just a little bit to land. You may see him switch from his usual setups.
And this is something we often see.
Here we go.
This is something we often see when it's a southpaw versus a southpaw. A southpaw isn't used to fighting another southpaw because they're essentially a rarity. Lovely 1-2 by Stephen Loman.
Loman has now switched it up, and he's attacking from angles. Instead of coming straight in, he's cutting slightly to the side and then driving directly in. He has had luck with it on both sides. Expect to see it continue.
Louis Sonoudakis looks like he's just waiting for a gap to open up. Kick check by Sonoudakis.
Flip side of Sonoudakis staying generally just outside of range, as it means his opponent is just outside of his range to go for a leg shot. His best shot is to wait for an attack to come in, and at its completion, attempt a takedown.
head kick from Stefan Loman. Seems to be chewing up that leg. Maybe trying to neutralize the wrestling offense of Luis Sonoudakis by taking out the lead leg.
Stephen Loman clearly ahead, well past the halfway mark. There's one of those side kicks that's so characteristic of the Sandan background of those Team Lakai fighters.
Louis just lets him know anything you can do, I can do as well. Just shy with that 1-2, mixing up the levels well.
Loman now very explicitly attacking that body. Attacked it with a side kick, attacked it with a straight left, attacked it with a teep. He achieved that, hoping to lower his opponent's hands. He may be trying to set up a head kick. Loman doing a great job of attacking the middle and low. At some point, a high kick will come in.
Nice overhand. Perhaps that perfect counter, and there's that head kick you called for.
And again, Loman's going to attack low, he's going to attack the middle, and he's going to attack high.
So he needs to be careful trying to scoop
Short
that
time
leg kick.
now, couple seconds. Sonoudakis showing good speed. End of the first round. Luis Sonoudakis did not pull the trigger in that round. As a consequence, he is now down 10-9.
Do you think perhaps the game plan of Luis Sonoudakis was to not so much coast in the first round, because that's not the adjective I would want to use. I'm just not eloquent enough to think of a better word, but to try and get a read, to try and almost download the data that Stefan Loman was giving him in the first round.
I believe Luis Sonoudakis is trying to set up a leg takedown, but the opportunity never presented itself. He used his footwork very adroitly to keep himself just out of danger, not get his back put on the canvas, but he never had an opportunity to capitalize. Very interesting first round from a technical perspective.
Round two is going to be interesting to see.
Bill, I would be remiss if I didn't remind everybody we do have an official clubbing partner, Absorb Boutique. That's where the after party's gonna be. Once again, this is one of the coolest cards I've ever been to in 25 years in mixed martial arts. This show does have a clubbing partner. Absorb Boutique Bar is where we're gonna be for the after party.
Here we go, round two. Stephen Loman again. Starts being the more proactive fighter, trying to catch that jab to lead hook.
Louis' corner has undoubtedly told him to move it up a notch. The sniper's corner has wisely told him he's having the best luck with his kicks, and I think he's going to emphasize those just a little bit more. Even if the kicks aren't causing as much damage as a hand could, they can excellently set up, potentially knockout blow. There was a nice low kick.
Counters with a jab of his own, but definitely the greater frequency of all-round strikes and the greater output of energy right now is coming from champion Stephen Loman.
Louis has extraordinary speed. He's not a small man, but he's fast like lightning. We just need to see him pull the trigger. There we go.
It's the first we've really seen Luis Sonoudakis spring into action.
Sniper's falling into a rhythm that works for him. He's circling from side to side. When he feels an advantageous angle, comes in with a kick or a punch. He mixes up middle, low, and high shots. It's very hard for Louis to figure out if the attack is going to come to his legs, his torso, or his head, and which side it's going to come from. You just saw an attack with a left outside low kick. The next one will be something else.
It's almost like the movement of an ice skater, just kind of cutting through the ice and cutting angles.
Now you saw that lead leg attack from both sides. Third strike is going to come in from some completely different angle and height.
You can see a lot of bruising in and around the knee of Louis Sonoudakis. Those kicks, the cumulative damage is starting to wear on the challenger.
Indian crowd does love those high kicks.
Again with another crashing leg kick. There's only so many of those a fighter can eat.
Phil, one of the things I would love to communicate to Brave Nation is that those calf kicks don't look like much on television, but they are much. It's like being hit in the calf, in the leg, with a cricket bat.
As I say, there's only so many of those a fighter can take. The real telltale sign that if they're starting to hurt, you will see a fighter change his stance.
Louis not quite there yet. Absolutely 100% accidental low blow. Neither of these fighters would ever knowingly violate the rules in any way. They have the utmost respect for each other. It was a slip. Decky's gonna give him a little talking to, but he knows it wasn't intentional. The champion has up to 5 minutes to recover, but I guarantee you he's not gonna take it. There it is.
There we go. Back into it. Just over 2 minutes left in this round. Can Louis Sonoudakis mount some kind of offense? Beautiful lead hook from champion Loman.
The champion will never attack the same place twice from the same angle. It's head, it's body, it's legs, from the inside, the outside, straight in.
You can see champion Stephen Loman growing in confidence with every second that seems to go by.
However, he got that championship and is holding it because he's smart. He knows in a split second Louis Sonoudakis can turn this around.
Almost just grazes the beard of Louis Sonoudakis with that kick. Nice head movement from Stephen Loman. My apologies.
Phil, this is the fight I wanted. This is a perfect test of both men's skill. There is no anger here. There's no emotional here. There are no accidents here. You are seeing the best that each man has to offer, and the best man will win. That's what mixed martial arts is all about.
It's all about the leg kicks right now for the champion. The shots he's throwing from the hands are just landing shy of Louis Sonoudakis, but the leg kicks are fantastic. Louis replies with a leg kick of his own.
Louis showing what I believe is superior speed to the champions.
Big overhand from the champion. Lands flush on the beard of Louis Sonoudakis. Nice 1-2 from Louis. See Louis just starting to pick it up with 30 seconds to go in the second round.
Right in front of us, Phil, we can see the bruising on the legs now. Inside and outside, those calf kicks are devastating.
And it's great movement from the champion. He just cuts the angle from which to really cut that leg kick in.
In the opening seconds of the first round, the champion tried coming straight in, had no luck. Now he's attacking at angles. I couldn't say he's landing at will, but the champion sure is landing, Phil. Second round, Phil, we call it same as the first, 10-9, correct?
10-9 due to the frequency of strikes being thrown and being landed by champ. Third round, I think you're going to see a little bit more in the way of output from Louis Sonoudakis now that he's in the third round. let's go a little bit more.
One more round like the first two, and the only way Louis can win is by submission or KO or TKO. I definitely expect to see a little bit of a fired up Louis Sonoudakis now.
Loman with the same level of output in rounds 1 and 2. You're talking about a serious athlete with incredible cardio. Just seems to hit a fast pace, and the thing I find so impressive is that he's able to maintain that pace throughout the distance of a 5-round fight. Again, all about the kicking game.
Louis lands using that superior speed. Unfortunately, his opponent was moving away. Timing is everything in this sport. If that shot had landed as the champion moved forward, it could have been lights out, but it wasn't.
Louis starting to engage just a little bit more.
Champion looks like he get fired up by eating that shot. Trying to pay him back.
If you're trying to wait for somebody like Stephen Loman to gas himself out and get tired, you're going to be waiting a very long time.
Such a tough, confident fighter.
Nice 1-2 from Mr. Sonoudakis.
Louis clearly, to my eye, the faster fighter. I'd just love to see him use those hands a little bit more.
Interestingly though, neither fighter has initiated a takedown.
I expected Louis to go for a takedown, even in the first round. Haven't seen it yet, but that doesn't mean it's not coming.
Really winging in these shots. Nice work from Stephen Loman, charging him forward. Again, just getting himself off the center line after he lands his strikes. Nice 1-2 from Louis, again trying to come over the top with that big left. And you have to say, those leg kicks from Stephen Loman, they're essentially an investment for the championship round should they get that far. Because these will really start to wear that one wore on him a little bit. Come the 4th round and 5th round, should it get that far, that leg's going to feel very heavy.
My feeling, Phil, is that Louis Sonoudakis' legs are feeling a little bit heavy already, particularly that lead one.
Shot lands for the champion.
That last check betrayed a sore leg.
Louis Sonoudakis taking the center now.
Where the champion, Stephen the Sniper Loman's extraordinary conditioning comes into play. Like Muhammad Ali, can dance all night.
Really is a cardio machine. The exact same level of output from bell to bell from Stephen Loman.
He's had success attacking at angles. I believe he's going to continue with it. Cuts just slightly to the side and then drives straight in. Like that.
Real tactical battle being employed here by both men.
Interesting. Louis showing a little karate background.
One minute left in the 3rd round. So far the champion hasn't really been tested. Louis being a little bit more active with the jab.
Definitely showing a little more this round. I just like him to show even more, but just by a little. Fighters can't go crazy in a championship fight like that, or you get knocked out in a split second. Crowd loving that combination. Big left low kick coming, I think.
Fighter lands something truly telling. 10 seconds to go, Sonoudakis. Being a little bit more active with feints as well. Head kick attempt from the champion, and again.
Phil, that would have been something if that landed in the last seconds. We are now looking at 30 to 27 for the champion. The only way the challenger can win is with a knockout, TKO, or a tap out. Here's our Green Hill replay. Phil, walk us through.
That was a beautiful 1-2 from Sonoudakis. That was probably the cleanest shot he's landed so far of the fight. When he's using the combinations, when he's confident with the hands, he will land. But then again, just that exquisite movement and efficiency of energy from the champion, Stephen Loman. Sonoudakis' corner will be telling him now that you need to go out, you need to take the fight to the champion. You're potentially down 3 rounds. But statistically, Sonoudakis in his 8 wins only has 2 by way of finish.
Decky runs such a tight ship. I've got so much respect for him as an official. Can't be a drop of water on the ground when he starts things in his cage. Here we go. Championship rounds, Phil.
Championship rounds for the first time in the career of Sonoudakis. By now, Stephen Loman, an old hand at the championship rounds, knocked out Elias Bogdates down in the 4th round, and their championship bout in the Philippines.
I think we may be seeing a repeat here. I think the champion is turning it up just a little bit. Oh! Clean shot from the champ.
He's really putting some power behind these shots. If he catches Louis, it could be trouble. Push kick to the knee. Just to reinforce the damage that he's already inflicted upon it.
Brave Nation fans that aren't too involved in the world of mixed martial arts, there's a thing called a pocket. It's the space right directly in between the two. As a fighter, the champion is staying out of that pocket, stepping just outside of it, and attacking at angles. It's a brilliant game you're seeing here.
Oh, head kick landed by Sonoudakis, lead leg head kick. He has these tools at his disposal. He has these tools in his arsenal. I'd just like to see him open up that toolbox a little more and use those striking attributes that he has.
I'm actually glad Louis not just putting his hands down and standing and trading. That would be disrespectful to his extraordinary skills. He's got tremendous speed, great punches and kicks. He's using to his best effect right now. Oh, that actually bent the knee back a little. It worked. Tried it again.
Fantastic game plan from the champion Stephen Loman just to try and take that lead leg out. And you can see it's really starting to wear now. Sonoudakis as poker faced as you would like. He really has to make something happen if he wants to take the belt from the champion.
Louis did double up on that hand attack, move forward quite a bit, did put himself in danger. I think his corner's trying to fire him up a little bit. They want to see more than a single attack, and that's what we just saw. Unfortunately, the champion has taken pot shots from the outside, to the body, inside of the leg, outside of the leg, up to the head.
Kicks, perhaps again trying to get the reaction from the champion and maybe go high. Threatening with that push kick to the knee.
Louis doing a tremendous job against those punches. When they do land, his head is always just moving away from it rather than into it, and that makes all the difference. I do believe, Phil, that if the takedown opportunity was there, Louis Sonoudakis would take it, but the champion simply is presenting no takedown opportunities.
It's because of the movement. Stephen Loman is never in the same spot for more than a couple of seconds. He's always cutting angles, employing lateral movement.
And because he's maintaining a safe distance, those hands don't have to be super tight up protecting his head. He can keep low enough to dig for an underhook should a leg shot occur. This is why he's champ! Again, Sonoudakis was moving away. Those shots hurt, but did not have sufficient power to take his opponent's legs away.
Nice 1-2 again from Sonoudakis. It's just something that we haven't quite seen enough of in this fight.
Short time now, just under 30 seconds, Phil. Three-strike combination. That's what we need to see more of from Leonidas. Short time. Can somebody do something spectacular with seconds left?
Louis trying to mix it up with low leg kicks to the head kick.
Champ decides to end it. The way he's won each round, this fight is now 40-36, the only way Leonidas can win this fight is via TKO, a KO, or a submission. We're looking at the Green Hill replay now.
So again, it's more of the same from champion Stephen Loman. It's just exquisite movement. Again, chewing up the legs. And at the minute, Louis Sonoudakis doesn't quite have an answer for the offense and movement of Stephen Loman. But Carrick, I want to get your opinion. If you're in the corner right now of Louis Sonoudakis, what do you say to him? Do you tell him to go for broke? Because the game plan he's implementing right now doesn't seem to be working.
You tell him to go for broke, Phil. You tell him to try something different. What he's tried hasn't worked for 20 minutes. It's not likely to work in 25 minutes. He needs to maybe lower his hands a little bit, eat a shot or two, level change, get in those hips, put his man on his back, and try his luck there. Seconds out. Decking, as always, keeping tight control of this cage.
Crowd here in Hyderabad getting behind Louis Sonoudakis.
Last round of an incredible card, Phil.
Fantastic so far. Capped off by a wonderfully strategic performance so far from champion Stephen the Sniper Loman. May have been a little bit of water.
Could have been water, could have been a little. It appears to be water, Phil.
Just a little momentary slip. Yankee with nonchalance just wings the tile out of the cage. Can Louis Sonoudakis rally and summon something special? Or will it be more of the same? Will it be maintaining of the status quo from Stephen Loman?
Through brilliant distance management, Louis is keeping his head out of danger. He's had a few shots land, but they have not had any significant effect on him. He is landing some of his own. He does have tremendous speed, but he at some point needs to pull the trigger. It looks like he may be doing it.
He's trying to cut off the angles. Lands a leg kick, much to the pop of the crowd here in Hyderabad. This is the most we've seen Louis Sonoudakis engage.
Oh!
Forcing the clinch.
Sonoudakis may have momentarily clipped the champion.
That's the most aggressive we have seen Louis Sonoudakis in this fight so far. He has 3 minutes and 20 seconds to realize his dream of being a champion, but he needs to take the fight to Stephen Loman. Swing and a miss from the champion. Yeah, just fantastic distance management in and out, left and right. Beautiful counter hook. body from Sonoudakis. Trying to get a read on the champion. It's been so difficult for him.
Louis backs up the champ to the roar of the crowd.
The corner of Louis Sonoudakis are calling him forward, telling him to put the pressure on the champion. Just under 2 minutes left. Nice 1-2 from Sonoudakis.
The champ is so comfortably ahead on the cards, he doesn't mind running at points. Ordinarily, when an opponent moves in and you run straight back, it doesn't look good in front of the judges, but the champion is so confident in his performance, he'll turn and run if he feels like he has to.
Inside arm, outside the champion with his leg kicks. Just trying to see who can beat one another to the punch. Stiff jab, Louis, but just over a minute left. He really needs to push forward.
Oh! That's the brilliance we know from Leonidas. We just didn't see enough of it, at least not yet.
Nice job from the champion. Both men throw hooks. Both men land hooks. Louis hitting his stride just a little bit too late. 40 seconds to go. Tries the spectacular.
The chicken kick.
Has to pour it on right now. The crowd feeling a sense of anticipation.
And little confusion as to whether the fight's over or not. Decky checking just to make sure. A little bit of confusion in the cage, but I'm sure it's going to get sorted out momentarily.
That's it. That's fight runners course. That's 5 rounds. I would say that was the most productive round. I would give Louis that round, but it's a little too late for me. But again, another fantastic performance from Stephen Loman.
A lot of respect showed by each of those fighters in the ring. They're friends, they're good friends now. They're talking about what it felt like to fight each other.
And like we said at the top of the broadcast, 2 of the most respectful, 2 of the most humble, also 2 of the most dangerous bantamweights in all of mixed martial arts, but they don't need to talk smack when they're that good.
One of my many favorite things about mixed martial arts is it is the only sport where the fighters, the athletes, the participants always hug at the end. From tennis to boxing to golf to anything you can think of, they don't always hug. This is real. This is mixed martial arts. This is the development of character, and this is love in the Brave Combat Federation cage. I'd like to thank our partner at USD Soccer. And of course, Brave Brazil, Marlos and Gustavo. Once again, big thanks to USD Soccer. Big thanks to Brave Brazil, Marlos and Gustavo. Get a little replay from across those 5 rounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, making their way into the cage, Brave Combat Federation President, the Hawk Muhammad Shahid, and the 3 men responsible for taking Indian MMA to the global level, the CEO and co-founder of Mercury Sports and Entertainment and Brave India, Mr. Akbar Rashid, and the MD and co-founder of Mercury Sports and Entertainment and Brave India, Mr. Wamshi Raju. Also, President of Brave India and President of Brave South Asia, Mr. Mohammed Mansour. Ladies and gentlemen, Hyderabad, what an incredible main event. Give it up for both of these warriors. After 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores about 48-46. Your next judge scores about 49-46. And your last judge scores about 49-46. For your winner, by unanimous decision, and still the longest reigning, defending, undisputed Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Champion of the World, Steven Sniper Loman!
Courtesy of our event sponsor, Lifespan. Again, big thanks to Lifespan for that sponsorship.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here. Still, undisputed Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Champion of the World, Stephen Loman. How do you feel, sir?
Yes, I feel very happy and still I did my best, but Rui was a tough fighter. This one, I still defended. I feel very happy.
You utilized beautiful movement. You were moving left to right, you were cutting angles, and you were attacking the leg. What's the game plan to attack the lead leg of Sonoudakis?
Yes, I attacked the leg because he's southpaw, so it was very hard for me to find my good punches. But all I was to do was to kick him. But Louis was a good fight.
Now you're 6-0 in Brave. You're the undisputed champion. What do you do next? Do you think about maybe going up to featherweight? Who potentially could be the next challenger for this belt?
I think maybe in the future I will go again to the future. I will go to other divisions. But now I still enjoy taking the belt and still train more because until I will be a better fighter.
Who would you like to thank that got you to this point in your career?
Yes, I want to thank the Lord for the strength tonight that He gives me, and I want to thank my family back home in the Philippines, the fans all over the Philippines, my teammates, coach, Team Lakay, all my sponsors too. Thank you very much for all your support. The UK London group thank you, and at my boys at Iloilo, Sherman, Conway, and Brother Glenn, shout out to you. And thank you very much for all of you, the fans here in India. You are very great. And to Louis, very respect to you. You are great. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the undisputed Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Champion of the World, Steven the Sniper Loman!
Ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, that wraps up